Oakland Athletics Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Jared Parker has made it to the big leagues, and it looks like he's here to stay. The compact righty has been dealing since his call-up in mid-April, showing why the A's made the move to get the highly touted prospect in a trade this past winter. Parker has been nothing but sensational, flirting with a no-hitter versus the best team in the majors, allowing only 1 run in 8 of his last 12 starts, and getting his first win at Fenway Park in front of an always electric crowd in Boston. Tonight, those same Red Sox come to town for a holiday set and will face young Jared Parker again, but this time on his home turf. It's Game 1, A's Red Sox, next. Well, after a 3-4 road trip, the A's are back home to start a 6-game homestand, and it's always fun when the Boston Red Sox are in town. They bring their fans, so it should be a fun night of baseball. David Ortiz sitting on a milestone. He's close, and Jared Parker will get the start tonight for the Athletics. So it's the first of a 3-game series. The Oakland A's hosting the Boston Red Sox. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. So Jared Parker gets the start tonight. It's going to be a good challenge for him. The Red Sox second most runs scored in the American League. But Ray, the way he's been pitching, it doesn't matter who he's facing.
And the way he pitched against the Red Sox at Fenway Park, picking up his first major league win, giving up just 1 run. And you mentioned how great he has been pitching, not giving up almost anything. But Jared Parker, again, I still think he has one of the best changeups from a right-hander. He will use that effectively tonight, as he has done throughout the time that he started for the Athletics. But I think most importantly, he's building a lot of confidence in himself. He knows that when he takes the mound, he has a chance to win a ball game. And again, if you can do it at Fenway Park against one of the best hitting clubs, and especially where the 27th out is always very hard to get, that's saying something to pick up your first major league win.
David Ortiz sitting on 399 career home runs, and Ray, even at the age of 36, that lineup still revolves around David Ortiz.
And he's an all-star once again. Not surprising to be DHing in the all-star game in Kansas City, but he knows how to hit. He's a very smart hitter. You pitch him one way, you don't change it up, he will beat you. And that's what happened in Boston when actually Tommy Malone, a lefty, gave up his first 2 home runs against a lefty. That was the big poppy, David Ortiz. But he's a strong hitter. He loves Fenway Park, as most left-handers do who have power, because he can go out to right field and he can paddle the wall in left field off the Green Monster or go over the Green Monster. But a quality player, and like you said, at his age, he just continues to go strongly.
And the Red Sox playing pretty good baseball, but they still trail the Yankees by 6.5 games in the AL East. Well, the lineups at first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum. It's a beautiful night for baseball. It's the A's and the Red Sox coming up.
Sportsnet California is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. Red Sox and Athletics, the first of three. Not a beautiful night for baseball, and we're not messing around here. Daniel Nava, the leadoff hitter for the Red Sox, is in the box. Parker has finished his warm-up tosses, and the first pitch of the ball game is a strike to Nava. So 7:06, first pitch thrown by Jared Parker.
Temperature is great, isn't it?
It feels good. Wow. So we'll give you the rest of the Red Sox lineup in just a moment. He's sporting the alternate gold tops tonight.
And the well-rested Jared Parker.
And that one's ripped down the right field line, and that's fair. Up against the wall, Nava digging for second base, and he's got a stand-up double to lead off the ball game. Here's the game time weather for tonight. It's brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. We like it. 62 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Clear and cool, and that is exactly right. So Daniel Nava opens the game with a double into the right field corner, and here's Dustin Pedroia.
And he got a 1-1 fastball, and Parker's fastball, while it's good and good location, it tops out right there at about 90 miles per hour. So location very important for a pitcher who doesn't throw mid-90s, upper 90s, where he can rear back and throw to the middle of the plate. And Nava having to get a fastball at about 88, 89, and able to pull it down in the corner. This guy's not trying to hit the ball the right side either. Pedroia's got the power to do whatever he wants.
Now he's behind in the count 0-2. Pedroia, 265 with 6 home runs and 32 runs batted in, with David Ortiz waiting in the on-deck circle. Pitch runs inside.
That's Jared Parker about every time he stands on the mound, lifts his arm straight up. And I said, "I'm just trying to stay loose." He said, "That's my sweatshirt, trying to get comfortable." So he may get to the point where he just stops wearing a sweatshirt, but it's just kind of a setup for him that gets comfortable.
Pedroia shoots one to right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Nava will score easily, and Pedroia goes the other way, and 2 batters into the game, the Red Sox lead 1-0.
High changeup, 80 miles per hour, and up in the zone like that. And Pedroia very aggressive, lift the leg, and a pitch out of the strike zone, but away from him. And so he accomplished a couple of things. He got the runner over, got him in, and base hit for himself. But location so far for Jared Parker, and although just a couple of batters, but it's not been that great.
So here's Ortiz. Poppy steps in.
A much lighter David Ortiz, about 20 to 25 pounds lighter, and it's noticeable.
Very good season for Ortiz. 21 homers, 54 RBIs. This is game number 80 for the Red Sox. Shift is on. Pennington playing right behind second base, and the ball is low. 1-1 the count to Ortiz. So as we mentioned in the open of our show, Ortiz with 399 career home runs. So he is trying to become the 49th player in Major League Baseball history to have 400 home runs. Broken bat. Pennington moves to his right, races to the bag, out there, and that's a double play. Terrific double play by Cliff Pennington. So 2 outs in the first. Take a quick look at the rest of the Red Sox lineup. Nava, Pedroia, Ortiz, Saltalamacchia is the cleanup hitter. Then Gonzalez, Ross, Kalish, Aviles, and Nick Punto.
The best thing for Jared Parker is he is making the start his 13th, 4-3, and of course the first win came against the Boston Red Sox on May the 1st of this season. His first major league victory, second start for the Athletics in his new team. But you talked about the shift type, and look at Pennington. He has to take this himself. There's no way that Jamal Wicks is going to be able to get there, and Pedroia going in. So because he had the distance to travel to get to the bag, he had to jump to avoid the slide by Pedroia, and what a great play he made. Great strong arm. Of course, he jumped airborne, still a very strong throw to get David Ortiz, and 20 pounds, 25 didn't matter. He's still slow, but that's part of David Ortiz. He doesn't have to run hard a lot of times. Cliff Pennington, because Jamal Wicks was not there and Pedroia actually went straight in, but Cliff had to be thinking Pedroia is going to be there to try to upend him to prevent the double play.
A 4-pitch walk to Jared Saltalamacchia. And that'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez.
Batting in the 5th position.
The defense behind Jared Parker tonight. As Smith in left, Crispin center, Reddick in right, Inge, Pennington left side, Weeks, Moss right side with Derek Norris behind the plate. So Saltalamacchia at first for Gonzalez. A run in here in the top of the first inning. First pitch inside to Adrian Gonzalez, hitting .272, just 6 home runs, 43 runs batted in, sitting on a 12-game hitting streak. So I guess the power number's down a little bit for Gonzalez, but he does have 24 doubles, which is a lot.
I just have to wonder when he is going to break out, and to see the numbers for him where they are right now.
27 home runs last year. And as I said, this is game number 80, so basically halfway through, and he's got 6 home runs. So a bit of a surprise there.
Well, the Tommy Cam right over the top. A good change up inside corner. Barely, but called a strike. And those are the kind of pitches you're the catcher, you want to reach out and grab it before the hitter hits it, because inner half of the plate, left-handed power hitter with the changeup. Fortunately, it fooled Gonzalez enough he couldn't swing.
Gonzalez chased a high pitch. Count remains 1-2. So just underway from the Coliseum. First of 2 trips the Red Sox will make to Oakland this year. The second one will be end of August, beginning of September. 1-2 pitch swing and a miss on a fastball. So Parker strikes out Gonzalez to end the inning. But Dustin Pedroia with an RBI single, and the Red Sox lead 1-0. Inning. Here is the lineup for the Oakland A's. Crisp, Weeks, Reddick, Cespedes, Smith, Norris, Moss, Inge, and Pennington.
It is the one and only Daisuke Matsusaka. Tommy John surgery last May, and he is back as he's making his 5th start. Lost his first 2 starts, but he has been good. He's had a lot of success against the Athletics. Matsusaka still throws hard, low 90s with the 2 and 4 seam fastball. Also throws a split finger fastball, which is not surprising for a Japanese-born pitcher. But Matsusaka trying to regain the form that made him a good pitcher his first year for the Boston Red Sox.
So Matsusaka, his 6th start this year. And his first pitch of the ball game is on the inside corner strike to Coco Crisp. 221 for Crisp with a couple of home runs. After Crisp, it'll be Weeks and then Reddick. But you said it, Ray. Tommy John surgery. He made 7 starts last year, didn't Daisuke? And then in June he had the surgery, so he has been back 12 months later.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yes, it is very good, and you're hearing more and more. It's usually about a 12 to 18 month, but more towards the 18 months. But guys are coming back much quicker. And Daisuke, proof of that. Remember when he first came over from Japan and signed with the Red Sox? Of course, the posting fee quite high, and then the big contract. But he was doing some unorthodox things, throwing in the outfield between starts and the day after, and not really resting that much, in the belief that you want to throw every day. It's not something that pitchers in U.S. baseball had been doing.
Yeah, but that question is, did he keep doing that or did he stop doing it?
Exactly. Changed his routine. Maybe that affected him. Who knows?
Now he's hurt.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Exactly. But I remember they were up in arms about him doing something that was not common with the U.S. pitchers.
Very close, but a bit inside. 2-2. Matsusaka made 8 rehab starts this year. So the Red Sox made sure he was ready. That one grounded hard, but foul past Ty Waller. Matsusaka is now 31 years old, and that big contract he signed with the Red Sox, this is the 6th and final year of that contract, so he'll be a free agent after this year at the age of 31. So if he can show that he still can pitch, I don't think there's any doubt somebody will give him a deal if he wants to stay here in the States and pitch. Crisp is retired on a hard hit ground ball to Pedroia. Rest of the Red Sox defense: Nava, Kalish, Ross in the outfield, Punto, Aviles, Pedroia, Gonzalez on the infield. Salta Lamacchia is the catcher. So not the Red Sox lineup that they had envisioned. It's also very strange not seeing Kevin Youkilis in the lineup. Youkilis, star for the Red Sox for so many years, but traded to the White Sox just about a week ago.
And they were not yuking him at Yankee Stadium when the White Sox were in town, and he lost the ball in the sun. That's right, the sun.
First season for Bobby Valentine. He had some ups and downs. Talking to the Red Sox folks, they'll tell you some of it a little self-inflicted, but not all his fault. Weeks flies out, so that's out number 2.
Well, Bobby, of course, managed Major League Baseball and then spent several seasons in Japan managing there, and a lot of success with the Mets and the Rangers, of course, but a dream job, there's no doubt. And he talked about the dream job that he got when he was named the Red Sox manager. But they have played well since May 11th. They started out the same way last year, the Red Sox did. Regrouped after starting 0-6.
And they were 4-10 this year. Yeah.
But they won their first. Oh, wow.
Reddick to right. Ross to the wall, and that baby is gone. Number 19 for Reddick. And we're tied at 1.
that had to feel so great for Josh Reddick, the former Red Sox outfielder, and crushed a first pitch fastball, lifted the leg, and boy, he may not get another one like that. Matsusaka knew it was gone. Everybody else did. Ross gave it a courtesy look, but man, was that a great shot. As this shot, lifting the front leg, got the foot down in complete extension. And normally it's a breaking pitch, something other than the fastball, but he nailed it the first pitch, first offering.
Cespedes swings at the first pitch. Pop up left side where Aviles, the shortstop, come down. He's got it. Side retired. Reddick, home run number 19 on the year. Pretty swing, fun to watch. So we're tied at 1 after 1. A home run for the A's in the bottom of the first to tie up the game at 1 apiece. Red Sox got one in the top of the first on Pedroia's single. It'll be Ross, Kalish, and Aviles for Boston. Parker had a walk and a strikeout in the first inning as well. Grounded toward Pennington, who has it, and that is out number 1. Here's our Ford right choice. This was earlier in the season. Jared Parker, a chilly night at Fenway Park. And he liked it. It was his first major league win. 6 2/3 innings, gave up just 1 run, 4 strikeouts, only 4 hits. And the A's won that game on May 1st. So that was first major league win for Jared Parker.
Did you see all the A's players, how they were dressed?
It was chilly. I remember how you and I were dressed. We were bundled up.
Windows were open, though. Windows open, always is. Pitch great, just 1 run, 4 strikeouts.
It was his second start of the season. Nice play by Inge on the short hop. 2 outs. Kalish is retired.
Yeah, the A's players have to be ecstatic to be playing this kind of weather after the last 4 games. For a sweltering heat. Although last night was more comfortable, but still very hot throughout the day in Arlington, Texas for the 4-game series, all 4 night games. But this is just outstanding one. 62 first pitch. Talking to Jerry Remy, of course, the longtime broadcaster for the Red Sox. The Red Sox were in Seattle playing in nice weather there, and he said, well, they arrived here about for the, he called it fall, but the marine layer came in, made it cool last night for the Red Sox as they arrived early, or at least earlier than the A's.
1-1 to Aviles. Well, I would think you'd have You have to think that the weather here in Oakland for a player, it's got to be as good as any.
There's none.
Seattle is probably pretty good, but in this ballpark, I mean, obviously we're close to San Francisco, but I think the Giants ballpark, it's cooler and windier, whereas here it's just cool and it's not quite as breezy. But from a comfort standpoint as a player, man. So 3-2. There's really no humidity at all in the evening.
A check swing and Venus.
That's a swing.
That's a swing. Even what did Brian O'Nora called it? No swing, then turned his back as if to say, I'm right, and he was wrong.
Coco Crisp, he's got it, and a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jared Parker. Bottom of the second coming up. It'll be Smith, Norris, and Moss. Is brought to you by Cache Creek's Summer of Luck. $500 cash every hour from 2 p.m. until midnight. Visit cachecreek.com for details. Bottom of the second. It's a 1-1 game between the A's and the Red Sox. First of 3. Seth Smith to lead it off, followed by Norris and then Moss. Reddick a solo home run in the first.
Now, Matsusaka likes to throw the first pitch fastball, and hitters a lot of times they'll take the pitch if they want to see what the pitcher is throwing, release point, whatever. But if he throws a lot of fastballs, as Reddick hit the first, Cespedes also swung, he popped it up, and Reddick hit the home run. But I don't know, a hitter alive doesn't like to hit fastballs, and if he gets a good one first pitch, why wait around?
Breaking ball down and in. 2-0 to Smith, hitting .254 with 8 home runs and 27 runs batted in.
And of course, with Matsusaka and his slow delivery, it's an adjustment for a hitter just to make sure his timing's okay. Watch how he winds up and he'll rock a couple of times. 1, maybe 3 or 4 times before he releases the ball.
Line shot, left center field. Kalish on the run, and it's off his glove. And Smith will end up at second base.
Well, I hope it's a double, considering the long run that Kalish had to make to try to get to a ball that was slicing away from him. Seth Smith surprising power to straightaway center. We saw in Arlington, Texas, straightaway center field, and this one kept going also. Last night it was Seth Smith, the ball straightaway center for a double. And Exmo with Kalish just having it hit off his glove. Of course, Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. And Exmo is always great to see some of the great shots at this level.
So it is indeed a double, and here's Norris. First pitch down and away. Norris hitting .333. He's got 9 hits and 27 at bats. A couple of home runs, 6 RBIs. Does not have a double or a triple yet. That one fouled straight back by Norris. Norris has walked 1 time. He has struck out 7 times so far this year. He went 0 for 3 in his major league debut, and then has hit safely in each of the next 6 games that he has been in. Breaking ball, no swing, says Brian O'Nora.
Well, again, this is what first base umpire is saying, and that one could have been called. But the bat hit, anytime the bat hit goes out like that, it's happened so quickly. First base umpire, just third base umpire with the left-handed hitter, just a lot of times they'll see if the bat hit crosses the plate, the hitting zone, and they'll call it a strike. But Brian O'Nora is 0 for 2.
That breaking ball is called a strike to even the count at 2-2. Smith with a leadoff double here in the 2nd inning. Like Norris trying to wait on that one.
He's trying to do something tonight that maybe is kind of rare. Beat Japanese-born pitchers back-to-back games in different states. Different teams.
It's true.
Yu Darvish last night pitching the Rangers, and that coincidentally was the first loss that he had. His first loss this season pitching at home. He was 7 for 7, and the game started in his home park.
So now full count.
The difference for Matsusaka, he does not start an inning pitching out of the stretch as Darvish did, and has for several starts.
So Brandon Moss waiting in the on deck circle. 3-2 to Derek Norris. And he missed outside with a breaking ball. It wasn't close. So 2 on, nobody out for Moss, and that gets us to our true story, brought to you by McDonald's. March 25th, 2008. Remember this?
Yep.
That is Brandon Moss in a Red Sox uniform. He hits a 9th inning home run off closer Houston Street in Japan. It tied the game at 4 apiece. And the Red Sox would eventually win the game 6-5 in the 10th inning, or in 10 innings. And that was also a start by Daisuke Matsusaka. So he's had that game until Moss hit the tying home run. So he made his major league debut the year before that with the Red Sox in 2007. And that one's hit to right. Ross turns around, and that baby is gone. 3-run homer for Brandon Moss. It's 4-1. The A's lead.
So Reddick and Moss, 2 former Red Sox players, jumped on a first pitch fastball from Matsusaka, and a fastball down the middle, a 3-2 slider to Norris to put 2 runners on base, and that quickly a fastball over the out-of-town scoreboard for Brandon Moss. Just the hits keep coming.
Inge hits one hard into left field for a base hit. Bobby Valentine's coming out, and there is action in the bullpen. It's Clayton Mortensen, former Athletic.
For Brandon Moss, first pitch hitting last night, solo home run, same tonight, first pitch hitting. And Bobby Valentine does not have the luxury of watching replays. As you see the Exmo here, great swing by Brandon Moss. But he has to be thinking these pitches are down the middle, and they both were. 2 home runs, fastballs down the middle of the plate. So Brandon Moss, his first 3-run home run. The A's hit 4 in April, 3 in May, 3 in June, and on July the 2nd, they hit their first one in this new month.
Also 13 straight games with a home run for the A's. And 18 total home runs in those 13 games. So Pennington steps in, 1-0 the count. Double walk, homer, single here in the bottom of the 2nd inning to give the A's the 4-1 lead. Missed again, 2-0.
Well, maybe with Matsusaka throwing Derek Norris a 3-2 slider, maybe he felt more comfortable, thought he might swing at a bad pitch, but he was very patient and drew the walk, but right back for the first pitch fastball to Moss.
Misses again badly, 3-0. And that one's not close, and that's a 4-pitch walk. There's still nobody out.
That's going out and talk to him. He's going to make a move. I don't know that he's going to pitch to another batter. Bobby Valentine telling Saltalamacchia to go out and visit with his pitcher, which means that Bobby Valentine's already made 1 trip. So here he comes to make the 2nd one, and the move is going to be made for Mortensen.
Wow. Well, how about that? Nobody out in the 2nd inning. And Daisuke Matsusaka is done after 28 pitches. So Matsusaka just getting knocked all over the place here in the 2nd inning. So Clayton Mortensen is going to take over when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tuna, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Tomorrow night, this special patriotic themed show begins after the A's play the Red Sox here at the Coliseum. Bring the family and your picnic blankets and enjoy the show from the outfield grass. On-field capacity is limited. For tickets and information, go to oaklandathletics.com/fireworks.
Daisuke Matsusaka 1+ innings. And he has gone after 28 pitches. How about that? A couple of walks, no strikeouts.
He lost his first couple of starts and a couple of no decisions, but tonight, his fastballs, there's no location with his fastball.
So here is Clayton Mortensen, 27 years old, a little time with the Athletics in 2009 and 2010. You see the numbers this year. He's pitched well.
Slider and a split finger fastball with a couple of different fastballs, 2 and 4 seam, but not overpowering. Upper 80s with his fastball, and there's a 2-seamer, which he's looking for a ground ball with a couple of runners on base, a couple of inherited runners.
Spent a year with the Rockies and then was acquired from Colorado in January of this past offseason. 1-0 pitch to Coco Crisp. Missed again. 2-0. Crisp grounded out to second, leading off the bottom of the first inning.
Another former Red Sox.
Coco. Crisp on 2-0 fouls straight back. Crisp won a World Series with the Red Sox.
And also moved from center field to left field to accommodate Jacoby Ellsbury, who we're told that he and Carl Crawford, a couple of the players on the disabled list, a couple of outfielders, are doing the rehab assignment.
2007, Coco got his ring. That one outside, 3-1. Jacoby Ellsbury kind of stormed onto the scene that year, Ellsbury's rookie season. Took over in center field.
And the Red Sox were down 3-1 against the Cleveland Indians. Went on to beat them in the League Championship Series. And Rockies, meanwhile, were waiting and waiting and waiting and had to wait too long.
Missed again, and another walk. The bases are loaded, nobody out. 3 walks in the inning.
Well, Bobby Valentine had to be feeling great because his first 2 batters, a couple of hits, have resulted in a run. Matsusaka gave up a first pitch fastball home run to Josh Reddick, former Boston Red Sox right fielder. And in this inning, 6 batters and not 1 out.
So Weeks steps in. He had a fly ball to center field in the first inning. First pitch missed outside, 1-0.
Change up with good movement, but still not getting the strike zone. And you figure he is the long man. He is there to eat some innings, trying to keep his club in the game. That's the job of a long reliever.
Missed again, 2-0. Well, Mortensen was called up to the big leagues this year on May 2nd, and that was when the A's were in Boston, and he pitched that night, and he pitched 3 innings against the Athletics. Bobby Valentine would take 3 innings from Mortensen in a heartbeat.
Right now, he'd take a strike.
That's true.
If you could read lips of Bobby Valentine, he's not happy with the results so far in the first 2 batters.
Weeks 2-0. It's a high pop-up foul. Down past the bullpen of the Athletics. So 2-1 the count.
Well, the A's, of course, have to think a lot about a game in which they were playing the Giants, and Tim Lincecum. He had the bases loaded, nobody out, ended up just getting 3 runs, and unfortunately lost that game. And you get opportunities like this against a good hitting ball club, a good team the Red Sox have, and a team is playing very good baseball. You have to take advantage, and 3 runs on the bases now. I'd like to score all 3 of them.
That one drops down and away. 3-1. Mortensen has really not been terribly close with most of his pitches.
Well, in both Crisp and now Weeks, so far taking those 2-seam fastballs, running away from them, and the changeup also missed. But if the lefties do swing at it, they ideally would like to hit the ball to left field. 2-seam fastball that's sinking away from them.
3-1 pitch is popped up. Foul territory. Nick Punto fighting it, and Punto goes into a little bit of a slide to make the catch after he caught it. But Weeks fouls out, and that's out number 1.
Now batting, right fielder, number 16.
Well, 3-1, and of course a lot of foul territory, unlike Fenway Park where the Red Sox play their home games. But this is Oakland. Coco, or at least Brandon Inge, was not going to tag as the ball was hit too shallow. It wasn't foul territory, so he was at least at third base and standing there since he couldn't advance anyway, since the ball was in foul territory. He could have, I guess, but the ball was hit too shallow, and Jamal Weeks just unfortunately couldn't drive it.
So here's Reddick. That's the pitch right there that Mortensen's trying to get a strike, and he just did get one. Inge is at third, Pennington at second, and Crisp at first. Brandon Moss has a 3-run homer here in the second inning, and the A's trying to make it a very big inning. Reddick way out in front, hooks it foul.
Well, Josh was not named to the American League All-Star team, and he's playing against his former team, the Red Sox. So that first pitch he saw from Matsusaki, he did not waste any time. He crushed it and tied the game at 1. And another former Red Sox player, Brandon Moss, did the same, only his was a 3-run shot.
0-2 pitch, and drops low, 81 miles an hour, changeup.
Softomakia with the changeup, the 2-seamer that Mortensen is throwing. That's dangerous to catch the ball with the palm of mitt down. And we saw it in Boston where he tried to do it, and after Weeks stole third, scored on a wild pitch. Ball scooting under his catcher's mitt.
Missed outside. 2-2 the count. Cespedes waits in the on-deck circle. Two is rolled foul, breaking ball. So RBIs out there for Reddick. He's got 40 RBIs on the year after the home run. Outfield straight away. 2-2 pitch is hit toward right center. Kalish, the center fielder, is under it. He's got it. Inge will tag. He'll come in to score. And Pennington will go to third. So it's a sacrifice fly for Reddick. And it's a 5-1 A's lead. So RBI number 41 for Reddick.
Now batting, designated hitter.
Well, 2-2, and here comes the two-seamer again. Maybe the changeup, but ball moving away from Josh Reddick again. The leg kick, got the foot down. Nice follow through, and the main thing got under the ball and drove it to center field instead of rolling over on a pitch that was sinking away from him and hitting the dreadful ground ball, possible double play, which would have helped Mortensen get out of the inning. But at least the A's have scored one. The bases loaded and looking for more with a couple of outs.
So here's Cespedes. Pennington now at third. Chris stays at first. So a 4 spot for the A's here in the bottom of the second inning. Cespedes popped out to the shortstop to end the first inning. Mortensen facing his 4th hitter out of the bullpen as he relieved Matsusaka with nobody out here in the second. That one's outside.
But I have to wonder how this inning might have been different had Kadish caught Sesmith sinking line drive in left center.
Yeah, and he had it.
Yeah, hit the ball off, took off his glove, and of course that was the leadoff double. And then Matsusaka did not get another hitter out or a hitter out in this inning, facing 5 batters before departing.
And they're going to almost get Chris, but he scrambled back.
Well, the fake to third, but how many times do you see a pitcher fake to third, look to first, and be shocked when he sees the runner off base? They figured, oh, it's just a play, and oh, he's there. And there's the fake, and of course, Coco Crisp going on the first move, the left leg of the pitcher, Mortensen. If he's shaking his head and smiling, saying, "You're not going to get me," or couldn't read it.
Big ball, and Cespedes swings and misses. So 1-1 the count. Or maybe it's not a breaking ball, maybe a changeup or something. Nineteenth pitch thrown by Mortensen here in the second inning. That one dribbled foul. So now he's ahead of Cespedes. 1-2 the count. I think Mortensen's feeling like, hey, if I can get out of this, just allowing 1 run since I came in, that's not too bad. For the A's, they got the 3-run homer by Moss. Coco Bluffs running. That one's grounded left side. Punto has it, flips to first, side retired. The A's get 4 runs, and they do it on 3 hits. There was also 3 walks. Moss, a 3-run shot. So we're headed to the 3rd inning. The A's with a 5-1 lead. 2-run second inning for the A's. They lead 5-1. So Parker back to work. He sat in the dugout for a long time. It was a shutdown inning opportunity for Jared Parker. He'll face Punto, and then the top of the order, Nava and Pedroia. The fine young rookie third baseman Will Middlebrooks is getting the night off. Middlebrooks so impressive that Red Sox felt like they could trade Kevin Youkilis. Middlebrooks not in the lineup tonight. Big, strong right-handed hitter. We did see him at Fenway Park earlier this year. In fact, I think they had just called him up.
Yes, he did. Made his debut against the A's. He's been injured. There's some, just trying to remember something that happened to him, but still good enough, like you said, that they would trade Uke.
One out here in the third inning. There's our Farmers Insurance Report card. Highest left on base percentage in the American League this season. Jared Parker, 80.6. So meaning of all the runners he gets on base, 80% of them stay there. So it all works hand in hand with a very low batting average against Parker with runners in scoring position. Nava doubled down the right field line and scored in the first inning.
Middlebrooks injured groin, hamstring, something legs that they're taking a little bit easy with him.
Nava drives into right field, but Reddick is there to his right. He's got it for out number 2.
If you think about what the A's have done in the last 4 games, remember Chris Carter arrived on the scene and jumped to the lineup and hit a home run his first game, hit a home run his second game. Brandon Moss played last night. He hit a home run and hit a home run tonight. So the first base position, maybe somewhat of a little bit of a platoon now with Carter and Moss, and they've hit home runs in each of the 4 games. 2 by Carter and Brandon Moss. And Moss has seen 2 pitches and hit 2 rockets, one in the second deck at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington last night, and tonight a 3-run shot.
Outside corner, a strike to Pedroia, 0-2 the count. Pedroia had an RBI single to right field. Bounced up the middle. Parker may have got a little bit of leather on it, but it gets through into center field for a 2-out hit. So Pedroia is 2 for 2.
2 for 2, and both coming on 2-strike pitches. 1 and 2 in the first at bat, 0-2 in this at bat. So Pedroia with the leg kick, foot down, and change up to right field, and a fastball back up the middle for a base hit.
So that's the 3rd hit for the Red Sox. And here's Ortiz.
Now, Brandon Moss has to be having a fun time tonight. Hits a home run, but playing first base against the team that he was played for. Hit a big home run in Tokyo. I don't know. He likes to talk anyway. That's why they mic'd him to the network on Saturday. They should mic him tonight. Or we should be micing him. Who knows what we'd be hearing tonight? We wouldn't have to say anything. Just listen to him.
He's talking to his buddies.
That's right. Everybody comes down there.
Change up taken by Ortiz. Ortiz hit into a 6-3 double play in the first inning. Quick throw, and Pedroia gets back. Red Sox not a big stolen base team, not that they would do it here anyway. Pedroia has 5. They have just 34 on the year.
Lillibridge brought a few of those from the White Sox when he was acquired in the Euclid's trade. You're right, and that helps the team too, because you don't have to worry so much about base running.
Well, look at the Texas Rangers. They score all kinds of runs and lots of power, but they're right up there, close to the league lead in stolen bases. And Pedroia goes, and that one's hit hard into the shift. Weeks way out on the grass. He's got it to first. Ortiz is retired, and so are the Red Sox. Bottom of the third coming up. 5-1 Athletics.
The annual A's Beer Fest will take place this Saturday, July 7th from 5 to 7 at the Eastside Club. Enjoy beer from over 30 microbreweries, live music, and much more. A souvenir beer mug and 2 tastings will be available for $10. Additional tastings will be available also. Must be 21 or older to purchase tastings. Admission is free with a game ticket for that night's game against the Mariners. For more information, go to oaklandathletics.com/beerfest. I don't want that day to come, because that means we don't hear the music anymore. Maybe Delaire's just going to have to play the music just to play it.
Smith, Norris, and Moss for the A's here in the bottom of the third. This is where it started for the A's in the second. Smith with a double. So Mortensen now can start an inning clean. He came in with 2 on and nobody out in that second inning.
You can also think that any run now is mine. Game runner gave up, inherited runner that scored.
Right at Pedroia. That's out number 1. All 5 of the runs charged to Daisuke Matsusaka. So 5 earned runs in 1 inning.
How many?
It'll be a long 4 or 5 days to wait for your next start when you have an outing where you get knocked out in the second inning.
Well, he also has a long time to wait to meet the Japanese reporters after the game, too, because they will be around, a lot on hand, as usually is the case, and have been following the Red Sox with Matsusaka on their team. We saw it with Yu Darvish. We saw it with Hideki Matsui last year. And I'm sure they would be waiting, and the game is over. He will meet with them.
Oh, 1-1 to Norris, who walked in the second inning and later scored. Big overhand curve and a good one. Drops in for a strike. Moss waiting in the on-deck circle. Norris chases a pitch out of the strike zone. So Mortensen's going to get the Red Sox first strikeout in the ball game.
Well, swung at a pitch in the dirt. Actually, backhand by Saltalamacchia. Looked like he had caught it, but they decided, no, got to get the throw to first base.
So Moss steps in, the big 3-run homer last inning. He did not wait around. He got a pitch he liked from Matsusaka. Change up there from Mortensen.
I think it's very rare if you get a home run first pitch fastball. If you get a first pitch fastball, you're next to the bat, something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong, and he's gotten back-to-back changeups from Mortensen, and of course called by Saltalamacchia, who also called the first pitch fastball to Brandon Moss, and that was after a 3-2 slider to Derek Norris that put a couple of runners on base.
Oh, 2 fastball is high. Nine home runs now for Brandon Moss and 16 RBIs. This was the first pitch Moss saw.
That kind of a fastball, absolutely no reason to wait around, and he did not.
And a good pitch there. Moss takes strike 3. Couple of strikeouts for Clayton Mortensen, so he has a 3-up 3-round inning. We're through 3. It's the A's with a 5-1 lead. Players in Red Sox history to win an All-Star Game MVP award. There's the All-Star Game coming up a week from tomorrow in Kansas City. Talked a lot about the rosters last night, or during the game last night. Saltalamacchia, Gonzalez, and Ross.
Kevin talked to a writer traveling with the Red Sox, one of the guys from the Boston area. Of course, writes every day and travels with the club, and said he's going to be in Kansas City. And I said, I think the weather's going to be like, he said, they're projecting 97.
We've been there when it's 97.
For the game on Tuesday. And if it's 97, that game's going to start, let's see, our time change, so looking at about 7:20 20.
Smoking
Overtime.
hot.
It's going to be hot. No roof.
Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia strikes out. Second strikeout for Parker. No, there is no roof there. That's not going to happen.
Good changeup from Jared Parker inside to Saltalamacchia. This one an 82. And see the swing by Saltalamacchia has been moved into the fourth spot in the Red Sox lineup.
The walks per 9 innings. Remember, that was the issue with Parker in spring training. He just did not have very good control, and that's the main reason why he did not make the team out of spring training. There's a line drive to right center field, a base hit for Adrian Gonzalez. But he has straightened it out, and every once in a while he'll have a little trouble with his control, but not very often. And really, what pitcher doesn't?
Right.
Occasionally lose the strike zone some.
But again, over his starts, and I mentioned in the open about the start against his former team, the Diamondbacks, and Montero, of course, hitting the slam, but good pitch to Upton that, you know, maybe could have been called strike, the change up, but a very, very tough inning for him. Other than 6 runs, he has been just unbelievable. A run, 1 run or fewer, and the starts that he has made consistently.
At a career high 9 strikeouts in his last start.
Off the plate inside to Cody Ross. Manager, pitching coach Kurt Young, of course, alongside Bob Melvin, and looking at their starting pitcher. Have to be very happy with the production that Jared Parker has given the A's.
Now Parker, to go along with the 9 strikeout performance in Seattle, he walked 4 and gave up just 3 hits and 1 run. Ross takes outside, 3-0 with Ryan Kalish waiting in the on-deck circle.
And always concerned about this count for hitters who have power. Of course, Cody Ross, 12 home runs in the season. You have to wonder, given the green light, and you have to really be concerned about this 3-0 pitch.
And
he did not.
Takes it first.
Pretty good pitch to hit, and there's some hitters that, even given the green light 3-0, will not swing, just uncomfortable doing it. But that will be the best pitch probably will get in the at-bat. First 3 out of the strike zone, the 3-0 right down the middle. I think from a pitcher catcher standpoint, you hope to get a hitter not swinging at a 3-0, groove a fastball, and then try to go to the corners more, maybe do something off speed.
Ross takes a fastball right there, strike 2.
He must be thinking off speed.
Ross has 12 homers and 39 RBIs, so he's having a very good year, and he's only played in 50 games. He was on the disabled list. He missed 30 games. And that one is running into Ross. He checked his swing and fouled it back.
Took 2 fastballs right down the middle, got the high leg kick and started his swing. And had he not made contact, he would have been called out because his body took the bat through. So fortunate for him with the pitch off the plate as much as it was. He made contact, fouled it back.
And that pitch is high, and he walked it. Second walk issued by Parker. So 2 on 1 out for Kalish.
Now batting, number 55, Ryan Kalish.
So Kalish hits.
Sign from Bob Melvin to Derek Norris as he quickly got up out of the catching position, and Chip Hill's been making the calls on pitch outs, throwovers, but Bob Melvin made that call, and it would be where Norris is to throw if both runners take off, which would be unlikely, especially with Adrian Gonzalez, the lead runner. But just in case, I would think they would go to third because Ross gets the bigger lead at first and has better speed.
Kalish bounced out to Inge in the second inning. There's Kalish getting a chance to play. As we know, Crawford and Ellsbury both out, but let's not forget about Ryan Sweeney. And Sweeney's got a toe injury. He's on the disabled list.
Change up on the 0-1. There is former A's right fielder Dave Magida next to him. Bob McClure, the new pitching coach, formerly of the Kansas City Royals. Bob McClure, Dave Magida, and Mr. Sweeney. The doubles machine for the Red Sox. We were back there in the early part of the season.
1-2 to Kalish. Inside. Remember the Red Sox. And they signed Scott Podsednik.
Yeah.
And he's on the disabled list with the groin. Darnell McDonald. Gone. Marlon Byrd.
Really gone.
Yeah. And they had just traded for Marlon Byrd when the A's were in Boston in May. So all kinds of issues in the outfield. Pennington to his right. Out at second. The throw to first not in time. So first and third, 2 outs. But that disabled list for the Red Sox is very, very crowded. And we haven't even talked about the pitchers. Jenks, Lackey, Bailey, Hill, Buchholz. Wow, that's a group of decent players, and that's a lot of money on the disabled list as well.
Didn't you put the salaries up when we were in Boston?
That's like $60 million.
Yeah. It's Bobby Valentine. When he took over the job, Ellsbury was active, but injured himself. Carl Crawford was injured last year. He was not on the roster and has not been active since the season started.
They just activated Josh Beckett from the disabled list.
I think the A's are fortunate, and of course the Red Sox losing Papelbon to the Philadelphia Phillies needed a closer, so they wanted to get Andrew Bailey. But the A's picking up Josh Reddick, maybe a crowded outfield for the Red Sox when healthy, but that was not the case. Reddick acquired by the Athletics, and a good move.
So Parker's going to get out of it as Aviles grounds to Weeks. Side retired. Couple of runners stranded. Bottom of the fourth coming up. 5-1 Athletics. players in Red Sox history to win an All-Star Game MVP. Started with Yastrzemski in 1970, and then Clemens, Martinez, and J.D. Drew 2008.
Carl Yastrzemski played 12 innings at first base in that 1970 All-Star Game. 12 innings. There's no such thing as, let's play a few innings and we'll get you out of there. And I want to say, got 4 hits. I mean, he was all over the place. Did a great job.
Inge, Pennington, and Crisp here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Inge singled and scored in the 2nd.
100-year-old Fenway Park. And had they not won in 04, it might have been 100 years in between wins. They're very close, but Red Sox under Terry Francona won in 04 and in 07.
Mortensen kicks, and the pitch is rolled foul. I think what's bugging the Red Sox nation right now is they've gone back-to-back seasons without postseason play. And that does not sit well back in Boston. This one playable for somebody. It's going to be Ross on the move, and then he stops in foul territory and makes the catch.
Celebrate Independence Day with the A's. 10,000 fans will receive a patriotic A's red, white, and blue baseball hat presented by Wells Fargo when the A's play the Red Sox on the 4th of July. This is Monday. That means day after tomorrow. For more information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/tickets. So fireworks tomorrow night, as mentioned that, and then the A's red, white, blue baseball hat. That will be given away on Wednesday. A nice looking net.
You're on. I think you just got word, John. Pennington walked in the 2nd inning. He was the last hitter that Matsusaka faced. Bring that baby out on 4th of July.
So if she's going to wear that on July the 2nd, you know that she'll bring it out maybe all week. Proud to be an American. Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I think she's going to wear it. You're right. Tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday. Thursday's the off day, but she can still wear it.
She can wear it as many times as she wants. It's a cap that looks that great. Why not?
Three and 1 now to Pennington with Coco Crisp waiting in the on-deck circle. 5-1 the A's lead. Reddick a homer, Moss a homer. And that one is low, and Pennington has his 2nd walk. That's the 4th walk issued in this game by the Red Sox. Now the A's are 38 and 42, so that's that distance to the 500 mark, which we've been keeping a close eye on. And the A's got as close as 2 back. But now they are 4 games under 500. They're 6 and 8 against the American League East and 2 and 1 against the Red Sox.
And that's what that man wants to get to 500. The Tigers tonight against Minnesota trying to get to 500. They lost. So a lot of clubs thinking about get to 500 and then try to make a move. And I think the Tigers feel that once they get to that point, they have to be playing much better second half of the season. For the A's, a good month of June, the winning month of June, which is very nice. Consider that was the first winning month of the season, and usually that's when A's go into tailspin. So it's nice to see the club have a winning month of June.
Good take by Coco Crisp, and the count is 2-1.
It's often mock. You heard somebody say go, which meant that with the left-handed hitter, he was blocked. He came up ready to throw because he heard somebody say go, because he thought Pennington was going to be running, and almost threw the ball to second without Pennington leaving first base.
Pennington, decent lead at first, and he may have been going. He was certainly lean.
Gonzalez, the left-handed fielder, he made the quick tag, went down to one knee, and a real quick tag on Pennington. Fortunately, he got back, and boy, fortunately, he did not slip. Pennington had a pretty good grasp of the ground, the dirt. See the difference with Gonzalez, the left-handed fielder, the glove on his right hand. He could just take the throw, make the quick swipe tag.
To left where Nava is under it. He's got it for the second out. Yeah, that's a huge advantage for
Yes,
first base. So here's Weeks.
That's why with Travis Blackley, you got to freeze the runners because you have a right-handed fielding first baseman. They got frozen as the two were last night. They had no chance to get back. Don't have to make the swipe tag. Just catch the ball and get the run down. Blackley 2 more last night. 6 total in the season. Scott Sizemore next to him, rehabbing from his injury at the beginning of spring training. But Blackley improved his record at 2-2 with the win last night. And he has been outstanding for the A's.
Pennington runs, pitch out. The throw is in time. Saltalamakia made a nice throw on the pitch out. Side retired. So we're headed to the 5th inning from the Coliseum. 5-1, the A's lead. Date on everything athletics with that man right there, Casey Pratt. Follow Casey on Twitter at Casey Pratt CSN. And log on to Ace Talk on CSNCalifornia.com all season long to read Casey's news and notes on the Oakland Athletics. Keep up the good work, Casey Pratt.
He's busy.
He is busy.
Writing a lot. Good stuff. Real good stuff.
First pitch swinging Nick Punto. Skies one to shallow center. And that is out number 1. So Punto has flied out to Crisp twice.
We talked about Jared Parker, 4-run second inning pitching change and the time that he spent in the dugout. But second inning must be good for him. 8-run second inning when he was facing the Texas Rangers. 8-run second. He came out, of course, in that game, gave up just 1 hit to Michael Young, had a no-hitter through 7. So I think he's the type of pitcher that he'll take as many runs as he can get. It will not affect him when he goes back to the mound, as we have seen that so far this year.
Nava, a double and fly ball to right field. Daniel Nava is from the Bay Area.
It was a grand slam in his first pitch in the big leagues.
Right. Why wait around?
That's right. National attention. It's on the big stage. You got national game and raining, standing out in the rain, interviewed. He didn't care.
Born in Redwood City. Went to College of San Mateo for 2 years and then Santa Clara University for 2 years.
Great story. Maybe that's all the fans that are cheering.
That's right. There's a Nava contingent somewhere in the ballpark.
Because he led off the game with a double and the place erupted. But of course, years of that is the case when the Red Sox come in. The Red Sox nation's nationwide. They're all over the place.
2-2 to Nava with Pedroia waiting in the on-deck circle. That one is a changeup that stays inside. So good guy to get with Pedroia, and then Ortiz coming up right after. Fastball foul back.
At a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and a very good pitch to throw on 3-2. Threw a slider to Cody Ross 3-2 last inning and walked him to put a couple of runners on base. But because he has such a very good changeup, such a great changeup, and his fastball is thrown the same way. See a 21% changeup, sliders not as many, fastball is the majority, but he's got a sneaky fastball, and the velocity will be so sneaky to get up on the hitters quickly.
That one lined to the third baseman, Brandon Inch.
The A's have partnered with the Alternative Family Services to host the 2nd annual Bay Area Barbecue Championship this Saturday, July the 7th. It's a Pro-Am barbecue cook-off with some of the best teams in the country competing. Celebrity judges include A's outfielder Johnny Gomes. This event runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Creekside lot. For more information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Bay Area Barbecue, and you combine this music you're just hearing with the Beer Fest music that will occur right after that. That is one great day at the yard. Barbecue, the Beer Fest, baseball game, apple pie and sugar.
You're excited about that day.
That's going to be a great day. I mean, you could just imagine.
A long day for you. You're going to be all
no, but I mean,
suntan, red face.
Listen, there would be so many people that would be coming out for that full day. Look at Marty. I mean, look at these guys. They can't wait for it to happen. You know, Grady's going to be out here early too.
It's going to be quite a party, hosted by Ray Fosse.
No, that's Jonny Gomes. Johnny Gomes. Be there. That music from your Wisconsin, brought in the beer. I mean, come on, man, that's great music.
All right, I'll be here. Pedroia with a couple of hits tonight. An RBI. I'm telling you, it's weird not seeing Euclid in the Red Sox.
It is, yeah. And here everybody's saying you. Well, I think they're booing him. They're actually saying you. Can you imagine we go back to Fenway Park and there's no uking there?
I'm not saying they're better or worse without him. It's just strange not seeing him in the lineup. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Parker. He's pitching well. It's the bottom of the 5th, coming up 5-1 Athletic. Eat Fresh asked Glenn and Ray question. Ricardo from Oakland asked, why do hitters choke up in the bat with 2 strikes? What effect does it have, if any?
A lot of times you don't have to wait till you get 2 strikes. You see guys choking up. You can handle the bat better. And I think with 2 strikes, it enables you to shorten up and try to make contact. A lot of hitters, and we talk about power hitters who strike out a lot. That means that they're power hitters. They're going to hit home runs. They're going to strike out a lot because when they get 2 strikes, they're not going to shorten up. But I think, generally speaking, when you see a hitter shortening up, choking up, he is trying to make contact, and that enables him more because you don't have to have as big a swing. And again, some guys I've known that.
Pedroia flips to first and a nice play.
Some guys actually get a longer bat and choke up a little bit to make it shorter. Just saw that, was it R.A. Dickey ordered a 37-inch bat. Normally they're 31, 32 inches long. And there's Jamal choking up, so he's just trying to make better contact. He hit a ball up the middle, which you want to see him utilize his speed by hitting ground balls and line drives. But it's all bat control. I mean, you can control a bat much better if you choke up. But Dickey wanted, I think it was Dickey who ordered a 37-inch bat so he could bunt better, have more of a bat to bunt.
Not a bad idea.
And the way he's pitching,
he can do whatever he wants.
He can do anything.
On 1 to Reddick, who has a homer and a sac fly. So his RBI total is now 41 for the season. He's got 19 home runs.
Have you brought up a point about the weather in Oakland?
Yeah.
And you think about the A's being able to play here 81 games. The Bay Area weather, the coolness of it. Now you take the Boston Red Sox, granted they were in Seattle, but you take a team that comes to the Bay Area from the Midwest and the East, especially with the humidity and the heat in the summertime, this is very refreshing.
Oh, it's
just no doubt. And conversely, when the A's, or a West Coast team, has this kind of climate, goes back to the Midwest and East, and you hit the heat and humidity, I know when I played here, it took 3 days usually to get acclimated to the climate.
Sure.
And you're worn out. I mean, you step out and you're.
But it doesn't take you any time to get acclimated to this kind of.
No, this is
but
so
to
refreshing.
Play in this, it's got to be perfect.
It is refreshing, and guys are out here in sleeveless. I mean, it feels cool. You get cooler. You're actually cooler sitting in the stands because you're not moving. But these guys are moving around and they stay warm. But it is very refreshing to play in this climate.
Shallow center. Kalish is going to get there. And it's very warm in a lot of parts of the country right now. Where Steven Strasburg in Atlanta went 3 innings, and they said he sat down in the dugout and he started talking, and he wasn't making any sense. He was so dehydrated they took him out of the game.
We talked about A.J. Griffin. Yeah, this is July the 2nd, folks.
And I'm not sure it's that cold.
But, you know, typically around the 4th of July, you figure, oh, it's got to be great weather in the Bay Area. But you see people in jackets at nighttime, and it cools off. And it's just this time of the year. And you get into October. People can't believe it's the best month probably in the Bay Area because I don't think the marine layer comes in October. And now it is starting. You can see in the skies the marine layer coming in. Cools it down, but from the Midwest and Eastern teams, they can't wait to get in this climate.
But you think of where we just came from. We were in Arlington for 4 days, and it's very, very hot. And listen, we're not playing, but even just walking around or announcing it wears you out.
Sure it does.
So you can imagine if you were playing in that for 3.5 hours.
And why do you think, whether you're the Rangers playing all their games that are visiting teams, where you wear out your starters and your bullpen because it's tough to get acclimated to that kind of heat and humidity? It takes its toll. And you know, Tyson Ross the other night did great. He got the 4th, 5th inning. You could just see starting to wear and tear in his body. You know, just wearing it down. Now this is great weather. Always enjoyed it. Just bring a light jacket and you come at nighttime because you might need it when you head home.
Cespedes lays off, not a swing. I guess a team that plays retractable roof, that could help a little bit. But still,
That is not a swing. So Brian Nora called that one correctly.
So 2-2 to Cespedes, who has popped out and grounded out. Shoots this one toward right center. Cody Ross over there. He's got it inside, retired. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Mortensen. He's done a nice job out of the bullpen. 5-1 A's after 5. Is brought to you by Evergood Sausages. Pick up Evergood Sausages at your local grocery store today. 5-1, the A's lead. The youngster was checking out that maybe a Kurt Suzuki t-shirt. Plenty to choose from.
Well, this guy's a happy man. David Ortiz, once again, an all-star. The only all-star representative for the Boston Red Sox. How rare is that Big Papi goes to Kansas City by himself? But Cap, I know you have seen a lot of all-star games, and we have witnessed all of them. What stands out of all the games that you can think of, which might be a memory for you? Put you on the spot.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I mean, there have been a lot of great ones, and
I remember it thinking as a kid in the 70s how I thought the All-Star game was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and I still do. But the All-Star game then, let's just say in the mid-70s, there wasn't a lot of televised games. So you kind of knew about all the players, but it was fun to see them all. It was one game a week, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
a couple games on TV if you were lucky. Now you got to see them all. And I always thought as a kid how cool it was that everybody wore white shoes. Remember all the All-Star game, everybody's not wearing white shoes.
Yeah.
But I think the game in Cleveland in '81, I remember it because remember the strike.
That's right. His first game back.
Yeah. And it was a big downer for baseball. That was a long strike in '81, a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then baseball said, let's bring the game back with the All-Star game. And it was at the old stadium in Cleveland, and the place was obviously sold out, 75,000 people, and it was sort of like, okay, now baseball's back.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of a neat way to have people at least try to forget about the strike. I can't say that I specifically remember things that happened in the game, but I remember I was in high school at the time thinking, and I'm glad that's over with.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of got you excited about baseball again because here it was the All-Star.
Well, and I agree with you during the time when there was not a lot of televising of games. And also remember, there was no interleague play.
Exactly.
So when American League played the National League, you're seeing teams, or American League players, and again before free agency a lot of times. So you never saw the teams from the National League unless you saw them in spring training.
Exactly.
I know the Giants trained in the Phoenix area. The Cubs did. That's the only time I ever saw those teams spring training, unless you saw those players. And I remember in the '70 All-Star game facing Gaylord Perry, who at the time was with the Giants and pitched in the game.
So you faced him.
I faced him. Yeah, I faced Gaylord and hit a ball down the right field line off him, because you know how stupid I was? I looked for that pitch that was his specialty pitch, thinking I was going to hit it. And then 2 years later, I'm catching. I said, how bad was I to think I could hit the pitch and I'm now catching that nobody can hit?
But there had to be like a curiosity factor, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, well, here's the splitter or the spitter or whatever he's throwing.
It wasn't a splitter. No, it wasn't that. But that to me, and the American League president walking in the clubhouse and saying, "I'm going to win this game." I mean, it didn't matter who won as far as postseason World Series home field advantage, which is now the case. It was simply, there's a lot of pride. You put on that American League uniform as an all-star, you want to win the game representing your American League, because then it was truly an American National League where there were presidents, and now it's all under one umbrella with the commissioner of baseball. So different in that respect, but television has changed it, and I know you're going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. You know, we're all going to watch the game because we want to see who stars, who plays, what special thing might happen. But it's just part of the game.
Seth Smith trotting in, and he's got it. Saltalamacchia is retired. Well, I think, and this is not necessarily a knock on the NBA or the NHL or the NFL, but I think the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is the best of the All-Star games, because it, you know, listen, the NBA game, nobody's going to play any defense. The NHL game, nobody's going to, you know, do a whole lot of anything except try to put the puck in the net. And the NFL is a joke. I mean,
the Pro Bowl's after everything's over.
I mean, guys don't even want to be out there. But this is a legitimate game being played. Parker spins, throws a second for one, to throw back to first. Double play to get Gonzalez. Nicely done by Jared Parker. So we're headed to the bottom of the sixth, 5-1 Athletics lead. Light sixth inning. It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Coors Light Freeze Can is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer.
Well, a check swing with one of the best hitters in the game, and Jared Parker gets a check swing from Adrian Gonzalez right back to him. Starts a 1-6-3 double play. He gets out of the inning, so Parker 6 very, very good innings. He gave up a run in the first inning. He's given up nothing since. Clayton Mortensen.
Well, we had him going 3 and being happy.
Well, 58 and 4. It's pretty good. 58 pitches. some might be critical of Bobby Valentine saying it's a quick hook. But sometimes I think a manager, a pitching coach, in this case Bob McClure, might see something that they don't like and figure that you don't want to let it get too far gone. And so maybe Bobby Valentine is not favorite manager by some folks, but still he makes the move, and Mortensen has done exactly what he had hoped he would do so far, and that's shut the A's down. Fortunately, Jared Parker's done his job, not allowing anything from the Red Sox.
Gonzalez to Mortensen, and that's out number 1. This is the nice play by Parker to end the last inning.
Now the check swing, and of course with the shortstop Pennington covering, a pitcher will check with the middle infielders with the runner at first base, and Big Papi having to get down quickly to avoid being hit. But see how slowly it took, how long it took for Gonzalez to get out of the batter's box. He's a power hitter with the check swing, is almost stopped dead still. But Jared Parker, very quick inning. So where Bobby Valentine had hoped his offense would come back against Parker, so far they've not been able to do it, but his pitcher is keeping the A's intact.
Derek Norris, a walk and a strikeout. He also scored a run. And that one on the backhand, and Aviles, the long throw, not nearly in time. So Derek Norris is going to have an infield hit. He found the right hole, as Aviles really had no chance.
Sound like off the end of the bat, maybe cracked the bat, but found the hole between third and short. Aviles has done a very good job for the Red Sox, but no chance on this one for sure. But
so that is hit number 5 for the Athletics. Both teams now have 5 hits. There has not been an error in the game. Moss with a 3-run homer in the second, and then he struck out in the third. Takes that pitch down. Well, Ray, we were talking about the All-Star game, but the Home Run Derby, which has become very, very popular. Of course, that'll be on Monday. And the teams have been announced, which is always kind of fun.
But I thought, I know you're going to mention them, but there is a captain for each American, and they get to pick the team. Is that correct?
Exactly. And they participate as well, obviously. Norris runs, swing and a miss, the throw, not in time. The speedy Derek Norris with a stolen base.
The surprise Speedy.
Yeah. So how about that? Big fella can run a little bit.
He's got those young catcher's legs. Plus, Mortensen had no idea that he was going to think about running. So the element of surprise, strong throw by Saltalamacchia. But this was all on Clayton Mortensen because he completely forgot about him being at first. But anyway, name the team.
Well, the teams in the American League, it's Jose Bautista. Legit. There's a shot right field, a base hit. Ross charges, and they'll hold up Norris. Ross, pretty good arm. And getting back to first is Moss. So second hit for Brandon Moss. Another line shot. First and third, one out.
Well, another very good swing by Brandon Moss, and he's getting locked back in a period of time where he's having a tough time making contact, but solid 3-run home run, and now a solid base hit. Bob McClure is going to take a walk to Mount, give you time to tell us about the American National League.
So Bautista leads the major leagues in home runs. I think about, would he be fun to watch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Robinson Cano, who we saw, was that last year?
He won last year. His father threw to him, pitched to him in Arizona.
Mark Trumbo.
Yeah, it's legit.
That's a good one. And Prince Fielder.
I hope he hits more than he's hit so far in the first half.
He'd be fun. Yeah. Atchison starts to throw. So that's the 4 guys in the American League. The National League. And this guy may be the funnest of all is Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy from the Marlins, who formerly Mike Stanton. I mean, he's unbelievable. Carlos Beltran, who's having a terrific year for the Cardinals. Carlos Gonzalez from the Rockies, and Matt Kemp, who, as you said, Matt Kemp is the captain. Now he's on the disabled list, and he says he wants to play in the All-Star game. I'm not sure if he will or not.
Well, I'd read that his first game back is going to be on the 13th, which would be after.
Right after.
Yeah.
So maybe he will participate in the home run hitting contest. I'm not sure, but he's on the list.
I anticipate he remains captain, but he's going to have somebody to fill in for. I can't see if he's on the DL. Plus, I don't know that the Dodgers would want him to. He signed a huge contract long term. He's on the disabled list. They're trying to win their division. And he's going to come back and participate in the home run hitting contest. And, that changes swings anyway. It changes everything to the point that David Ortiz, you did not mention him because he declined. Josh Hamilton. But I know David Ortiz said it best when he felt that it hurt him because it made him too tired and maybe affect him the second half of the season.
He'd be fun to watch.
He would be a lot of fun.
Cespedes puts on a good show. Inge towards center and on the move, and a nice play by Kalish. He guns it back in, but it's too late as Derek Norris scampers home. That's a sacrifice fly, and it's a 6-1 A's lead. So give Inge the sacrifice fly.
And give Inge another very good at bat. Jumped on the first pitch fastball, his first offering, and comes through with a sac fly here. And so a couple of hitters who had been struggling, and Brandon Moss and Brandon Inge, a couple of the three, now four Brandons on the ball club. Kalish, a nice sliding catch, but more importantly, Derek Norris went back the third to tag and scored easily on the sac fly by Brandon Inge.
So Moss remains at first, and here's Pennington. Not close. Couple of walks tonight for Pennington.
You think about Kauffman Stadium, temperatures in the mid 90s, humidity, juiced baseballs. There'd be some water shots for the Falcons.
Big time.
And then, of course, the new left field up in the Royals Hall of Fame area.
The Hall of Fame's in danger. So a run on 2 hits for the A's. We're going to the 7th. Jared Parker has been terrific through 6. And he'll go to work in the 7th to face Ross, Kalish, and Aviles. Red Sox, the good news for the Athletics. Bartolo Colon will come off the disabled list and make the start. And he'll be opposed by John Lester, the left-hander. So that's your Chevron pitching matchup. So a quicker recovery by Bartolo Colon than really I think everybody thought.
Exactly.
They were concerned about maybe 4 to 6 weeks, but
he said himself.
Yeah, you're right. He did say
it had it before and thought that it would take that long, but he's going to be happy. He's smiling already. Talking to Ariel Prieto as Prieto and Colon. Colon uses Prieto as his interpreter as well as Jonas Cespedes. You see the smile on Colon's face because he says he's happy every fifth day.
Yeah.
That's when he pitches. Now he's the day before the fifth day, or the longer day.
It'll be fireworks tomorrow night, so it should be a big crowd. And then a day game on the 4th of July and an off day on Thursday for the A's. And then they will host the Seattle Mariners over the weekend. Mariners are playing right now. Orioles leading the Mariners 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hamill started for the Orioles. Iwakuma started for the Mariners. That's the first of the 3-game series up at Safeco Field. So 3-1 to Cody Ross. Ross just got a piece of it, fouls it straight back.
See, that's a very good 3-1 pitch right on the outside corner. Ross, who in his last at bat started 3-0, took 2 fastballs down the middle.
And that one's high, and it's a leadoff walk to Cody Ross. About that note on Jared Parker. 1 run or fewer allowed in 9 of his first 13 career starts since 1918. Only other starting pitcher, Dwight Gooden in 1984. Now, Dwight Gooden was pretty good. He was pretty good. 84 was Dwight Gooden's rookie year. Remember him pitching in the All-Star game?
Oh, Captain Hook.
He was just pumping it in there, and then he snapped that big breaking ball off. Lillibridge, the pinch runner. Kalish is the hitter. First pitch, good one down around the knees. Kalish is 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice. The Angels won their game tonight 3-0 in Cleveland. Doolittle starts to loosen up. 95 pitches for Parker. There's a line drive base hit. So 2 on and nobody out here in the 7th inning for Mike Aviles.
Left that fastball up and falling behind as it did to Ross, walking him, and now this pitch right down the middle, belt high. Very hittable, and that's what happened the first 2 batters he faced. Fortunately, they got David Ortiz to ground into a double play, so a couple of double plays tonight turned by the A's. Looking for another one now.
So here's Aviles. Nick Punto, a switch hitter, is in the on-deck circle. First pitch to Aviles is high. Jared Weaver got the win in that game for the Angels. He went 7 shutout innings. He's now 9-1.
What, a
2.18 ERA.
15-day stint on the DL, the bad back, lower back problem.
Strike. Parker gets the call. 1-1 the count. Howie Kendrick hit a home run in that game.
Well, outside corner, maybe, as Marquez on the left shoulder of Derek Norris, and maybe the A's got one there.
And he went around on that one. It was running in on the hand, so it's 1-2.
Like a pretty good pitch regardless, but definitely fooled was Aviles. It's a running fastball inside two-seamer, not going down, but going lateral into the hitter.
Double look to Lillibridge, and that one's bounced slowly to Inge, right near the bag. He steps on the bag, gets the out there, and the throw to first is just a bit wide. Right as Inge caught it, his foot stepped on third base, so that's a pretty nice play.
Well, unfortunately, he looked to second and maybe thought he could go to second and get that runner as well. But with the big lead by the runner at first, and there's the look, and then when he hurried, because Aviles was getting down the line quickly, that slight hesitation, and he tried even with his strong arm. And Jamal Weeks, what is he doing? Pointing, no chance to get the runner going to second base. And that's right, Kalish. Anytime the runner at first base is first and second, he's not being held. He should be able to get a huge lead off first and not even make it close at second and play like that. So Jamal helping, but I think that there, the veteran Brandon Inge, in hindsight, probably would have just taken the double play and not worried about the runner at second base. His strong arm probably should have gotten it.
So Nick Punto hits. A couple of fly balls to center field. He's the ninth place hitter. Nava would be next. And the first pitch is foul back. Parker now at 102 pitches. Pretty consistent. 20 is the high. That was in the fourth inning. So Kalish at second, Aviles at first. Swing and a miss on the changeup. So Punto becomes strikeout victim number 3 for Parker.
A couple of fly balls to center field and a big strikeout, and Jared Parker pulled the string. And what a great pitch to have in your back pocket, to be able to throw even an 0-2. And usually in our question about hitters that choke up and try to have bat control, make contact, and usually an off-speed pitch with 2 strikes is not necessarily a great pitch, because that might not be one that they'll be aggressive.
So 103 pitches, and that's going to do it for Parker. So he's going to go 6 2/3 innings. So he should get a nice ovation, and it would be well deserved. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Comcast Sportsnet California. is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. And by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club. Make it a combo with fries and a drink.
So Jared Parker goes 6 2/3 innings. He leaves with a couple of runners on. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 103 pitches. So it'll be Doolittle, and he's going to face Daniel Nava, who's a switch hitter. Nava will hit from the right side. So the breakdown for Nava is pretty evident why Bob Melvin wanted to do what he did. Nava 340 from the left side, 186 from the right side. So I'm sure that's a big reason. (0-1) to Nava. And he takes another fastball right down the middle, and it's 0-2.
And of course, this team seeing Sean Doolittle for the first time. The Rangers, of course, his first big league appearance. Struck out the first 3 batters, throwing nothing but fastballs. And Nava and the Red Sox seeing for the first time and saying, pretty good fastball. And Bob Melvin's hoping for another one just like that to get out of the inning. So is that guy.
And he does. 3 pitches. Nava strikes out, and a couple of runners stranded. So 7th inning stretch from the O.co Coliseum. It's the A's 6 and the Red Sox 1. Mark Melancon comes in. Difficult year for Melancon. He was acquired from the Houston Astros. The Red Sox felt like, hey, we got Melancon in a trade. We got Bailey in a trade. A couple of young. Melancon did some closing for the Astros. Lillibridge stays in the game in right field. So the Red Sox felt okay back into the bullpen. That has not been the case. Crisp on the first pitch, grounds out to short. Melancon been in the minor leagues this year.
Well, pitching, you just never know.
Especially relievers.
Yeah,
that seems like it's always a little bit of a.
You can never have too much, and kind of works the way out. And There's no doubt Andrew Bailey, a kind of a freak thing for him with the injury to his thumb that wasn't throwing. It was just fielding and fell, and that was it. But we do wish Andrew Bailey and his wife Amanda the birth of their first child imminent, as he was with the club in Seattle and thought he would be here with the Red Sox, even though he's still rehabbing. Started the long toss, but told that he flew back to the Boston area. His wife Amanda is expecting the first child. Thought he could get through the road trip before that happened, so we're waiting word on that. So Bill and Lori Bailey, grandparents. How about that?
Nice people.
Absolutely nice people, and they wish Andrew and his wife Amanda the best of their first child.
Up and in 2 weeks.
Well, we all know him as Beetle Bailey, of course.
Yeah. Any word on when Andrew's going to be back?
It'd be after the All-Star break, obviously, but I think he is throwing long tossing. I don't think he's been off the mound according to what I'd heard before the game. But you know, it's surgery like that, and it's long term.
All the bullpen stuff, and remember Daniel Bard.
That's right.
Daniel Bard was a terrific setup man, and the Red Sox said, well, let's put Bard in the rotation this year, and it was a disaster. And now they sent him back to the minor leagues to try to get back in the bullpen, and it's been a little bit of a struggle for him in the minor leagues. I mean, you could say Bard was a pretty darn good setup man for Papelbon.
There's no doubt, and possibly as a future closer, and that he would step into the closer role with Papelbon signing with the Phillies.
So that has turned out to be a bad move by the Red Sox. Strike 3 called. The week's down around the knees.
Welcome to the Coliseum this Sunday, July the 8th, for 50s Turn Back the Clock Day. Plaza outfield tickets are available for only $5, and field level tickets are only $19.55. Field level, that's downstairs. Those are great seats, great price. 10,000 fans will receive $19.55 Oakland Oaks hat, presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort. For more information, go to oaklandathletics.com/Oaks. Enter coupon code OAKS, OAKS, for these special internet-only ticket offers. Oh, what a weekend. What a week.
Good week.
Here. Marty's got it all planned. Just come out and camp out. Just stay here. Just, you know, every day there's an event, something happening here. So just camp out someplace and just come to the yard. Come to watch baseball. All the great things. Saturday's got to be a day, and then hang around Sunday and see the turn back the clock. You know, Steve Vucinich is going to have the uniforms for the turn back the clock. He does it right. He makes sure that if they're going to turn back the clock, he'll turn it back all the way.
So the Mariners will be the Rainiers, right?
Yeah. Thought it was interesting that the Tampa Bay Rays had to turn back the clock to the year they weren't even in existence. And there were some good looking uniforms, but how did you do that year? So I don't know. We weren't even here.
There needs to be a rule. Of course, the A's weren't here until '68, but the Oaks were here.
Oh, the Oaks were for sure.
PCL was
and the Rainiers, absolutely. And the Lombardis. I mean, you look at all the great players that played in the Pacific Coast League, then known with the Oaks and the teams that were here.
Reddick toward left center. Nava has it, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Mark Melancon, and we're on to the 8th. A's still leading 6-1. It's the 8th inning at the O.Co Coliseum with the A's leading 6-1 over the Red Sox. A's with 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the 6th. Red Sox got their run in the very first inning. 2 batters into the game, they had a run. It was driven in by this guy, Dustin Pedroia.
Saw a changeup with 2 strikes from Parker in that particular at bat. I don't think you see a changeup. If he does, it might be 90 miles per hour from Sean Doolittle. Close games in Seattle between the Red Sox and the Mariners.
Doolittle off the mound, spins, sidearm throw. Moss hangs in there, and the out is recorded.
Looked like a first baseman play by the pitcher Sean Doolittle, former first baseman. Got off quickly, did not throw over the top as he does when he pitches. Instead, a little bit of a sidearm. And Brandon Moss, a nice play at first base. And it's all right, got the out. There's a couple of extra inning games up in Seattle between the Red Sox, and so it was low scoring there, but the A's jumping on Matsusaka early in this game.
Speaking of the Mariners, they got a bases loaded double from Casper Wells in the bottom of the 7th inning. They were down 3-1. They're now leading 4-3 over the Orioles.
Mentioned with David Ortiz hitting home runs off Tommy Malone. Malone gave up 3 in the game, 2 against this left-handed hitter. First that Tommy Malone would give up as a left-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter. But David Ortiz can hit against anybody, lefty or righty. Maybe not this good fastball.
Brandon Inge gets back there. He's got it. So Ortiz now 1 for 4 as he slowly walks off the field. So that'll bring up Saltalamacchia, who's a switch hitter.
Saltalamacchia.
The Red Sox, even without Crawford and Ellsbury and Sheiklis gone now, they are still second in the American League in total run score. 407 runs scored. Only the Rangers have scored more. So there are some different names in there tonight.
So if the A's tonight can give up 1 run, that's a pretty good night. The team that's scoring a lot of runs. And even again, the team that started slowly this year, as they did last year, and as they're trying to forget about those who are still with the club from last September. That young man was, Pedroia was, and saw the club fall apart in the final month of the season and not make it the postseason. Get it on the final day of the season. Red Sox losing to the Orioles, and Tampa Bay defeating the Yankees.
On September 1st last year, they were 9 games ahead of the then 3rd place Rays. 9 games ahead on September 1st. And how about that? Doolittle just pumps a fastball right by Saltalamacchia. A couple strikeouts for Doolittle. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 6-1 A's lead. in the first inning, his 19th of the year. That tied the game at 1. And then this was the big hit in the game. Brandon Moss, a 3-run shot in the second. It was part of a 4-run inning. So the A's grabbed the lead there, and they have held on nicely thanks to Jared Parker. Parker 6 and 2/3 innings, just 1 run allowed. So another terrific performance by Jared Parker. He continues to roll along. Daisuke Matsusaka, the exact opposite. He was knocked out in the second inning. He did not get anybody out in that second inning. So 1-6-0 for the Red Sox, 6-6-0 for the Athletics, but the 2 homers, the difference in the game for the Athletics. Mark Melanson had a 3-up, 3-down 7th inning. He's back out there for the bottom of the 8th. Cespedes, Smith, and Norris. Cespedes got a pitch to hit, and he fouled it back. Yoenis is 0 for 3 in the game. Pop out to short, ground out to third, and a fly ball to right field. Slider and misses outside. Well, the Red Sox were hoping to pick up a game tonight because the Yankees lost. The Rays beat the Yankees 4-3. The Rays scored a couple runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to take the lead. That one's drilled to right. Lillibridge quickly back, and he's got it.
When you're away from the Bay Area and can't watch the A's on Comcast Sportsnet, take your team with you with MLB.TV. Subscribe today to see every A's out-of-market game live online in HD quality. Features include choice of home and away broadcast, multi-game viewing, and the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to order. MLB.TV baseball everywhere. And it is everywhere. Unlike the time that you were in high school. Boy, I can't believe you said that. Well, yeah, I watched the games when you were playing in high school.
Well, I did. Well, actually, when you were playing, I was a bit younger than high school, actually. It was more like grade school, but that's beside the point.
But that's when I was playing with your brother, right?
Well, when you started your career, I was actually 6. But that's just, I'm just saying. I don't know. But Ray, the stuff I've learned from you in our 9 years together, endless. Endless. I remember you walking through the Indians clubhouse, and I was intimidated, man. That's Ray Fosse, and he's big. I don't want to make eye contact with him. Little did I know you were a gentle giant.
Well, I will say, fortunate to play in the game a long time ago. And, you know, they talk about sometimes you feel like a kid in a candy store. You can imagine the Hall of Famers that were in the game in the 1970 at Riverfront Stadium. Unbelievable.
Well, and you were supposed to play in 71, right?
Yeah, I was actually selected by the fans, and unfortunately,
that wasn't that the lineup though that had like the most. There was something about it, maybe the National League lineup or something like that.
And that's the one that Reggie hit the light tower at Tiger Stadium, and
awesome.
But it was just an unbelievable.
Smith drives one again to center, a long ways, but Kalish gets there. Another well hit ball by Seth Smith, but 2 outs. Well, make sure you go deep with Sportsnet Central, brought to you by Hyundai. It's tonight at 10:30 on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Highlights from this game here, the A's and the Red Sox. Warriors draftees talking about the future. And free agency, it's busy in the NHL and the NBA. Henry Wolfen and John Henry Smith will host. So 2 outs for Derek Norris. Good night for Derek Norris. walk and a run scored in the second. He struck out in the third, singled, stole the base, and scored in the sixth. That stolen base was a big play.
And a lot of times it's one of those that a pitcher a lot of times will not pay attention to so-called non-base stealers. And we've seen where the A's have had it happen to them. Get somebody on base, you don't pay attention to them, and they take off. And the same with Derek Norris. Derek Norris again has those young catcher's legs. Sean Doolittle using the bat to stretch out as he will pitch the ninth inning.
Indeed, bullpen is quiet. Big overhand curveball, strike three called. So 6 up, 6 down for Mark Melancon. And the A's, Sean Doolittle trying to wrap it up. They lead 6-1 after 8.
Play Jared Parker once again as he looks for win number 5, second against the Boston Red Sox, and outstanding again after giving up a run in the first inning. First 2 batters reached base, double, single, but the A's offense came back to support him with a big first and second inning. And Jared Parker with 6 2/3 innings, 103 pitches, leaves the game with a couple of runners on base. Sean Doolittle strikes out Nava to keep that streak of 1 run allowed for Jared Parker and keeps it going. Another great performance by the A's right-hander, and he's good. We like this guy, huh?
We do like this guy. We like this guy too,
That's
Sean
right.
Doolittle. So Parker and Doolittle trying to wrap it up. Get game 1 of this series. Get the A's their 39th win. 0-1 to Adrian Gonzalez. Swing and a miss right past Gonzalez.
He's thrown 1 curveball / slider. That has been the one to David Ortiz, and then just reared back and threw a big Papio fastball that he could not pull. Hit to shallow left field.
That one a high fastball. Remember, A's Post Game Live coming up immediately following the game. Guys are standing by in the studio. We'll have a player interview from here at the ballpark. A few guys to choose from. I don't know. Maybe Brandon Moss. He's had a good game. 3-run homer. He's swinging the bat well. 1-2 pitch, and there is as a breaking ball. It doesn't do much, stays high. And that one's towards Seth Smith, who's coming on toward the line now. He's got it. So that's out number 1 here in the top of the ninth.
Now batting, number 23, Brent Lillibridge.
So here's Brent Lillibridge, who pinch ran for Cody Ross in the 7th inning. I don't know if something was wrong with Cody Ross.
Yeah, that was, I wouldn't say strange, but a little different because it didn't seem to be anything wrong with Ross.
Ross backpedaling in foul territory. He's got it. Well, make sure you join us tomorrow night. It'll be game 2 of this 3-game series. A's Red Sox right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Cologne, Leicester. So Bartolo Colon will come off the disabled list to make that start. It all starts with A's pregame live at 6:30. And remember, complete A's coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNCalifornia.com. So join us again tomorrow night from the Coliseum. First pitch to Kalish, outside corner, a strike. So Doolittle has come on and retired 6 consecutive hitters, trying to make it 7 and finish off the game.
Oh,
nice slider in for a strike, 0-2.
He perfects that pitch, then look out. Because hitters have to look for his 94, 95 fastball, then he drops that hammer in there. That's a tough pitch.
0-2 pitch. Kalish got a fastball, fouls it back. Doolittle with a couple of strikeouts. And that one 96 miles an hour, down around the knees.
And a protecting swing. You know, after seeing the breaking pitch, and you're thinking fastball, and it's just a matter of you're trying to protect against anything, and you get a fastball, it seems like it's by you, and you're swinging just to make sure you at least foul the ball.
Another foul ball.
Got time to throw the big hook and just nothing else. Try to fool him. A little bit of an off-speed pitch after timing some of his fastballs, and you flip the slider, curveball, maybe even bounce to try to get him to swing out.
There is the slider outside, 1-2.
Well,
26 pitches for Doolittle.
One that was called a strike started at the left-hander.
Way out. I think what Melvin is finding out too is that you can use Doolittle for more than 1 inning, or not. He's not really a situational guy. Yeah, you may not be able to use him 2 nights in a row if he throws a couple innings, but
the option he has to using long order situation if he needs to. You come in and blazing with a 95 fastball,
and he finishes it in style with a strikeout. So Doolittle, 7 up, 7 down for him out of the bullpen. Parker gets his 5th win, and the A's take game 1 of this series by a final score of 6-1. Couple of home runs for the Athletics. One by Reddick, one by Moss. That got the A's scoring early, and then they cruise behind Parker and Doolittle. So the A's creep a little bit closer to that 500 mark. They're now 39-42. So 3 games away. They're trying to get there. But a good start to this series and a good start to the homestand. Should be a fun week of baseball. They win it tonight, 6-1.
And you know what's nice about tonight? Jared Parker did a great job. And we've seen too many times where a pitcher has left early to fly back while the team is playing, as the A's did in Texas last night. And he's horrible. That was not the case with Jared Parker tonight. So good to see him pitch well, and good to see some offense after he gave up the run in the first inning to come back, and then he took it from there. But Jared Parker has also proven that if you give him run support, he has to stay in the dugout a long time. It doesn't affect him when he goes back out on the mound. Tonight, again, 4-run second inning, and he came out perfect after that.
It's funny. A's interesting team offensively this year, Ray. They at times have not scored a lot of runs, but they have hit a fair amount of home runs lately. They're hitting all kinds of home runs. So it's really been their offense as of late.
And if you think last year, we showed the numbers of how poorly the A's did with the home run ball prior to the All-Star break, they've just flown past that this season, and that's good because you do add the home runs as well as the stolen bases, and not bad guy at first base tonight either.
He's hot. Brandon Moss, a 3-run homer. He's standing by. And Brandon, all right, we're convinced you're a streaky hitter. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty accurate, definitely.
Well, tell us about tonight. Looks like you didn't wait around. Dice K struggling, and you got one right down the middle, and you are a guy who does not get cheated. I mean, you are not afraid to let it rip. Take us through the at-bat against Matsusaka.
Well, lately I've been being a little bit passive early in the count and getting behind, and I'm normally a really aggressive hitter, so I was just trying to be aggressive because there's guys in scoring position, and looking for him to put one, middle in somewhere that I could drive, and then he threw a cutter and left it over the middle, and I was able to drive it. I mean, I just wanted to be aggressive right there instead of being passive like I have been for the past couple weeks.
Well, you were aggressive against Yu Darvish last night. First pitch home run, second deck in Arlington. You come back to California, do it again tonight in Matsusaka. But I have to ask you, too, and when I talk about your playing first base and visiting with all your maybe former teammates in Boston Red Sox, but to do it against the team, you saw Josh Reddick do the same thing, and he was there to give you the high fives when you came in. How special was it to do it against the team that you played for?
I mean, I love those guys over there. That's a great organization, and they gave me a great opportunity over there, and I came up over there. So, it's good seeing those guys. And, I mean, it's definitely not any more special doing it against a team that you used to play for when they treated you as well as that. But, to be able to go out and produce and get the game started off like that, definitely that felt good.
Brandon, you're hot again. We saw Chris Carter, a couple of home runs in Texas. Has Bob Melvin talked to you about how he's going to use you guys? Because it sounds like it's going to be a straight platoon for a while. But has he talked to you about that?
A little bit, but like I told Bo Mel, it's I'm thankful for any opportunity I get. So whenever I'm out there, I'll make the most of it. And however things go, they go.
You were mic'd on Saturday, the network game. How much more tonight would we have heard if you'd have been mic'd at first base, because you never stopped talking every time somebody got to first base?
I do that all the time. I like to talk. I mean, there's definitely nothing that can stop my mouth from moving. That's for sure. So, I don't think, I knew a few more guys over there, so I knew a little bit more what I was talking about with them, other than, hey man, how was your at bat? But definitely not much of a quiet person over there.
That's right.
Brandon, tell us about playing first base. I know it's new to you. What are some of the plays that you feel comfortable with, and what are some of the plays that are still difficult for you because you are learning the position?
Any play where you have a power hitting lefty hitting rockets at you isn't very fun. But it just comes with experience. I'm trying right now. I'm a little off of my timing on catching some balls coming from the infielders, and I've come off the bag a little bit lately where I didn't have to, so I'm kind of going through that right now, and every day is a new adventure over there. I mean, you work and you work over there, and you try to get your footwork going and have good hands, but when the game comes, you just kind of react. I mean, if I were over there thinking about everything that I had to do, I'd probably miss 4 or 5 pitches a game just because I'd be thinking so much.
You talked about being passive, but I have to ask you about against the Colorado Rockies and Guthrie, you hit breaking pitches, third deck, second deck. You've hit fastballs the last 2 home runs. Talk about the difference in facing a pitcher that maybe you're hitting the breaking pitch versus Yu Darvish and tonight Matsusaka with a fastball.
I'm just being aggressive and looking in the zone. As far as fastball, changeup, breaking ball, I mean, I'm not really looking for a particular pitch. I'm just looking in a particular zone and trying to be aggressive to that zone. And, I think that's where I got away from it a little bit the past couple series is I started looking for pitches instead of zones, and I was fouling off pitches away that I normally would be swinging at, chasing pitches up because I was looking for fastballs, and that it would be a fastball, but it wasn't a strike. And I mean, you go through that as a hitter every season. You'll go through a little funk where you don't feel quite right, and you start swinging at pitches you normally wouldn't. And it's how you get out of that and how quick you can get out of that, and just knowing yourself and realizing what your approach is.
Well, Brandon, we hope you stay hot for a while. Nice job tonight.
Thank you.
All right, so Brandon Moss, a home run. He also had a line drive single, so he had a couple of hard hit balls tonight. He's got 9 home runs.
It is amazing, and with Carter the 2, so that first base, whether it's a platoon situation or not, we'll see what happens tomorrow. That Lester, the lefty, if Chris Carter's in there. But I think the biggest thing, Kuiper, is coming from Texas last night, avoiding a sweep by the Rangers. Big game last night to come back against the Boston Red Sox, who are playing very well themselves, and beating a pitcher who maybe is struggling a little bit because of the Tommy John surgery, but still, this is a very good Boston Red Sox ball club to start this homestand. Last 6 games before the All-Star break. Great way to start the homestand.
So Moss homers, Reddick homers, and Parker is terrific. Yeah. He gets his 5th win. Doolittle wraps it up. So a good night here at the ballpark in the first of this 3-game series. Final score, the Athletics beat the Red Sox 6-1. You've been watching A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. It's part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Dave Benz and Greg Cadaret starts right after the break.